Things appear to be at a standstill in terms of it's not necessarily worse, but it's not necessarily better than what we've seen compared to earlier this morning. To start the news off, let's talk about the TTC, unrelated to the weather. There is no service at Jane Station as a result of a Toronto Fire investigation. So as a result, trains are turning back at Keele. Now the TTC is saying that Line 1 and Line 2 of the subway might experience delays as a result of the weather. Now also keep in mind that the 502 and the 503 streetcar lines have been replaced by buses as a result of equipment failure. And also a notice that TTC sent out this morning that if you happen to need to use Wheel-Trans, they are only operating for medical or emergency purposes. So if you need those services, you need to call to inquire about whether or not your situation could potentially apply for that. We've been here at the GO train station here at Union, and this morning, and it's been rather quiet. I mean, looking behind me right now, it's a lot more quiet than a regular rush hour day, you could say, and people seem to be taking it with stride. I mean, it is cold, but many are saying that this winter, the storm's pretty bad. It's the worst we've had this winter, but nothing compared to last one. Here's what they had to say about the weather. How was your drive in? You got here safe?
I got here safe. The GO bus is great. Took a little bit longer, but not too bad.
Yeah. Did you leave earlier today in preparation for the storm?
I did, actually.
Yeah.
And I had my husband drive me to the station so that it wasn't so bad.
Terrible. Should have stayed in bed.
Everybody's just moving really slow and being very careful.
Well, since noon yesterday when the snow basically began, we've seen about 100 property damage collisions that were actually reported to police where we needed to actually attend, but I suspect the number is far higher. Everybody has forgotten how to drive in the winter. Obviously facing the winter weather is making it more difficult, and it's something that people have to refamiliarize themselves with.
In terms of GO Transit delays, Lakeshore East, Lakeshore West experiencing 5 to 15 minute delays on Lakeshore East and Lakeshore West lines. When it comes to the Hamilton QEW route, the GO bus route, that has been canceled. So if you want to catch that bus, you'll have to take the train to Aldershot, and from Aldershot transfer to the bus. And that applies to those hoping to head to Toronto this morning. So lots of delays this morning. The roads don't seem that much better, even as visibility is somewhat of an issue. So as you head out there, bundle up because it is cold. These gloves, I thought they were going to be warm. I'm still cold in this. I feel sorry for Wyerton Willie because if I was him, I would just stay in that hole for this morning. That's the update from Union Station this morning. Bundle up, schedule lots of time because there's many delays this morning, whether it's TTC or GO Transit. Anthony? Good morning, Anthony. A number of the delays that we reported this morning have cleared up. Earlier this morning, we talked about the 29 Dufferin bus route that was affected as a result of inclement road conditions in the Dufferin and Davenport area. Well, that has been cleared up. However, the TTC is warning individuals that Line 1, Line 2 of the subway are also potentially impacted by this weather, and to expect delays as you venture outwards. And it is quite cold. Visibility is quite difficult. You can see people going to work now. Lots of people arriving. If you happen to take the 502 or the 503 streetcars, that's the Kingston and the Downtowner, well, keep in mind that buses have replaced those streetcars as a result of the weather and equipment failure. Now, we had a chance to catch up with some people coming in bright and early, well, not necessarily bright and early, snowy and early this morning, and here's what they had to say about the weather. How was your commute this morning?
I don't know, I'm taking it now, so we'll see.
Commute been this morning?
Oh, it was. I just come from work.
Yeah?
I worked the whole night, but at night was terrible.
Yeah.
So now I'm going back home. Hopefully, I don't know what would happen.
How was your drive in? You got here safe?
I got here safe. The GO bus is great. Took a little bit longer, but not too bad.
Yeah. Did you leave earlier today in preparation for the storm?
I did, actually.
Yeah.
And I had my husband drive me to the station so that it wasn't so bad.
Terrible. Should have stayed in bed.
Everybody's just moving really slow and being very careful.
Well, since noon yesterday when the snow basically began, we've seen about 100 property damage collisions that were actually reported to police where we needed to actually attend, but I suspect the number is far higher. Everybody has forgotten how to drive in the winter. Obviously facing the winter weather is making it more difficult, and it's something that people have to refamiliarize themselves with.
The Hamilton QEW bus has been canceled from downtown, so keep that in mind. Also, if you go on Lakeshore East or West, there's going to be delays, but so far what we've seen this morning is 5 to 15 minutes. And when it comes to bus routes, if you happen to rely on Wheel-Trans at the TTC, keep in mind that they're only servicing individuals who have emergency or medical appointments, so you'll want to check up on that. But again, schedule and lots of time, and as Sean said from where he is, definitely bundle up. And I'm just saying maybe 3 layers of socks, because 2 just ain't cutting it this morning, and that's the key. Bundle up. And also when you're crossing the road, try not to jaywalk. Visibility is an issue, and we've seen many close calls this morning as a result of cars turning, not seeing their blind spot, people darting across the road. So be careful, don't do that. Take the proper intersections, and just take extra time and extra care when you're going to work or to school this morning. That's the latest here from Union Station. I'm going to throw it back to you, Anthony.